Hi, so I'm filming my second video today and I'm going to go through some of the paintings that I'm working on. I'm in a break for my course at the moment and I can honestly say I haven't done as much art as I would have liked, but for the purposes of keeping myself accountable, I will at least show you two paintings that I'm working on, and hopefully we'll have those completed. And then I'll go through some of the pages of a sketchbook. So this sketchbook is the, I suppose, the old school version of a sketchbook. I know there are many people that do full paintings and pictures in their sketchbooks. These sketchbooks are for experimenting and doing parts of my coursework, which are, experimenting, drawing, shading, coming up with ideas that may or may not go anywhere. So they're rough and ready predominantly, but again, this is just my journal, so I will show you a couple of the paintings that I was meant to be doing more work on, but hopefully by me filming this, I will hopefully then have a little bit more work done over the next few weeks. So here they are. So this is one painting that has changed a fair bit since when I started it. It was originally going to be a lot more textured with the paint and it was looking fairly good, but then I got sick, and when I tried to redo this, I couldn't get the paint to match. So it's taken a bit of a change, but it's still got a little bit of work to go. So yeah, so I'm not that happy with it, but we'll keep going and we'll see where it winds up. And this is the second piece that's still obviously in development. It's a little bit of an ode to me learning or trying to learn piano. And so as part of one of the exercises for this project, for this course, it was to work on a saying and then see how you could develop something. Mine wound up being matching something with music, so I thought, well, I will try to paint something that relates to that. So yeah, this is sort of where it's up to. It's with acrylic, and we'll see where it winds up next couple of weeks, but this is a work in progress. And so this is one of the sketchbooks. I haven't quite figured out this camera, so my apologies for probably not the best angle, but we'll see how we go. At least I've got to film something, so I will get better. So this picture was experimenting with different types of textures based on drawing an outline of your hand. So it was just using pencils and picking out a number of textures and just doing each finger with a different type of texture. So that's that one. Blank page, go me. This was just playing around with paints. I think this was watercolor. Maybe it wasn't, maybe it was acrylic. I think it was acrylic. And it was just mixing around to see what colors you could get. So yeah, so it was a bit of a splash page. The next page, which I'm going to skip, is just some notes on an artist, so I'll leave that for now. We've got a couple of thumbnails of a still life, which was using I suppose a wooden box, jewelry box of some sort that I've got, with a couple of books. So there's that. So just roughly done with pen. And then we've got a few more, so I'll just do that. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not sure we can see that, so I'll bring that forward a bit. So this one here, again, experimenting with different types of layouts. And then this one here, again, I opened the book up. I had this book with a hard wooden cover, and when I opened it up, all the pages sort of sprayed out, which I thought was really interesting. So it was a really good example for me to play around with some layouts because I wouldn't have thought of doing this without sketching a couple of examples first. And then I ended up using this one as a final piece. So that was my drawing of that. So yeah, I was actually quite happy with that one. And it wasn't 100% finished, but it's, you know, I think it's quite nice done with pencil. And this one here was, I think we had to do a mood board from memory, and from that mood board was based on a memory of some sort. So I did traveling, and being the last time I was in Europe was 2018, before the pandemic. So if I can find a picture of the mood board, I will insert that here. But it was just using that to then create some different pictures based on the colours. So I did this, and I'm just blocking this because there's a person's email here that I don't need you to see. Okay, this was a different piece. This was a still life, so it was using items that we have in our house, and it was based on working on a different type of texture. I don't know if you can hear that, but my dog's outside and I think he's smashing around a little bit. He's a staffy, so no doubt you'll hear him playing with some squeaky toys, but hopefully it's not too bad. So I selected an amber necklace that I actually bought my mum, and had it with a box with a scarf that she also gave me. So I was just experimenting here with the reflective nature of the amber, because I really liked the fact that with the amber beads you could see the string through the amber, but it was still transparent. So it was a challenge for me to be able to do that, so it was a good exercise. This was going back to the mood board of going to Europe. So this was me playing around with some colours and watercolour. So I was just playing around. When I was working on the piece for this, I did go off on a fair few tangents. So I had to sort of go back to the mood board and try to focus in on the colours. Some more experimenting there with some colours. I'm not sure where I was going with that, but that's what this is for. So I think the next few pages are this type of playing around. I got fixated on heart shapes for a while, even though it didn't really have that much to do with it. But anyway, so there was this. And then that one. And then this was done with some acrylics. So again, I ended up making a bit more of a holiday, almost like it's like an island or a pool. I didn't stick with this, but it was fun just to have a bit of a play with the paint. And then I went here. Yeah, sorry, just having a look. Did a couple of thumbnails based on, I suppose, my memory of being in some of the older European towns with the cobblestone streets, and built back in the colours here. As I was working through this, someone from the course said that it reminded them of the Cafe Terrace at Night by Van Gogh, so I just wrote that down to have a look at it myself. And I do actually have the final piece of that. It's currently still at the school. I put it in for one of the student exhibitions, and I haven't been able to pick it up because the time that we could go pick it up, I had COVID and was quite sick. So we're still in the school holidays at the moment, so once they open up I'll pick up the original piece and then I'll be able to show you what wound up being. I combined these two together with watercolour for what I wound up finishing for. And then we have just some shading, different types of shading of circles. So this is just playing around with the different types of textures you can get. This was some sketches for a still life done with fruit, so that was one of the workshops. Yeah, so I've got that piece somewhere, so probably the next video I'll show you. It's still not quite finished, but I wound up doing a panel of about 3 different viewpoints of what we had on the table there. And the main purpose of that was obviously drawing from observation, but then also being able to mix the paints, because we have primary paints and no black, what we were given. And so it was about learning to mix the colours with that. Oh, I do have a picture of it. So here's that picture. So this is sort of the thumbnail of what I wound up basing my painting on. This has got 4 panels. My painting has 3, just due to the size of the paper I had. It was going to be too squishy. So yeah, but it turned out pretty good. So I will, you know, hopefully finish that one off. But yeah, it was fun. Am I going to be a still life painter? Probably not, but you know, got to do these things. Going backwards. Okay, and then this one was based on negative space. So we were sketching a couple of items that we had lying around and then just painting in the background to help us find a good layout or composition for a painting. And so you might be able to sort of see that I wound up with something like this. I think there's another one, there's another few on the other side of this. Yeah. So here's a few more. So that one was the basis of that painting that you saw at the start of this video. So that's what it was based on. And then this was the behind the scenes working, I guess, or the creative process for the music painting. The phrase I had, which was randomly generated, have I written it down? I didn't write it down, but it was something along the lines of a bridge, you can build a bridge or burn a bridge down, or something like that. But then I sort of obviously did some creative thinking around those words, and then realized that a bridge could also be part of a song, and sort of went down a tangent like that. So yeah. This was a collage, which was based upon, again, some random generated types of words. So we had to focus on a type of art, an emotion, and then some, I can't think of the right word right now, but it was, you know, based on line, or what's the right word? Line, texture, color, space. So if I can remember what they were, but mine was a conceptual art type, and then I think there was contrast and space or line, and my emotion was excitement. So this is the collage that I wound up finishing. And then I think that's just some notes that I made when we went to the gallery. This is some more creative sketching for the music piece, and I was just looking up what the opposite of harmony was, which was actually melody. So that was interesting to me. I didn't think of that, but yeah. And then this was me experimenting with pencils and just sort of putting the colours together down here as well. And this sketch was when I had COVID and I was just stuck in bed for an extended period of time, unfortunately, and all I really had around me was a lot of orange juice and tissue boxes, etc. So I started drawing an orange juice container. I didn't finish it, but yeah. And then lastly, it's again just a sketch towards that the painting that I'm still working on. So hopefully those pictures of the sketchbook came through. I couldn't quite see it because I'm filming on my phone, but that's just some examples of what I've been doing as a record of my art journey. So hopefully someone's found that interesting. If not, that's okay. It's a journey for me. But my next video, hopefully I'll have the pictures that I had exhibited for the school exhibition. I'll be able to pick those up and then show you those and hopefully show some finished pictures as well. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks. Bye.